All right, so get this. This time, our deep dive. It's taking us into the amazing world of indie games.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
we're talking about those awesome games that you find that have really unique gameplay, passionate communities.
Right.
Forget those big budget sequels. This is about totally fresh gaming experiences.
I like it.
Yeah, and you sent over a ton of Steam reviews, some seriously interesting titles. I'm ready.
Well, let's start with one that throws you right into office work, but not as you know it.
Okay, I've got to ask about Hell of an Office. First off, the idea itself is hilarious. Staplers, rocket jumps. How's
Oh.
giving cluster truck vibes. Remember that game? You're jumping across these trucks to get to the finish line?
Yeah.
But then it's got this dark humor like the Stanley Parable. So good.
It's a weird mix, and you know what? The reviews totally agree. Players were saying it's way deeper than it looks.
Oh, yeah.
And the speedrunners, they're loving it.
Makes sense. It's all about speed, right?
So totally. One reviewer said they've spent over 600 hours on it just chasing high scores.
600. Wow. Talk about dedication.
And the thing is, the developers are just as dedicated. People are raving about the new stuff they keep adding, how they listen to feedback, even put in player-made levels. That connection with the community, that's huge, especially for an early access game.
Totally agree. Although I did see a few players wanting more content from the get-go.
Yeah, I get that.
But it's early days, and what they've got already seems pretty solid.
For sure. Hell of an Office does what it sets out to do. Fast-paced, skill-based, totally crazy. And it's 93% positive on Steam, so there you go. Definitely one to watch if you like that kind of, adrenaline rush.
For sure.
Speaking of adrenaline, the next game's a little different. A little less adrenaline, more heart.
Okay, so we're going from stapler mayhem to heartwarming puzzles. OneShot, World Machine Edition. Sounds intriguing.
Yeah, it's a puzzle adventure that's gotten amazing reviews, but it's the emotional stuff and the meta elements that have really got people hooked.
Meta elements. Now I'm really interested. What
Yeah.
makes OneShot so different?
Imagine you're helping this kid, Nico, through this strange world, right? You're solving puzzles. But these puzzles, they make you think outside the box. Literally, you're interacting with stuff outside the game window on your actual desktop.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's super immersive, not something you see every day, and it really plays into the whole emotional core of the game.
Now I get why they say it's best to go in blind with this one.
100%. Less you know, the better. Trust me.
This World Machine Edition is a remake, right? What's changed?
They've done it up for all the new platforms, even the Steam Deck, so that's awesome for handheld gamers. Plus, they've added a music player, an art gallery, even character profiles to unlock. All those little extras that make you want to play it again.
I bet there's some debate about which version is better, though, right?
Oh, always. Some people say the original's desktop integration was just more mind-blowing, because back then it was unexpected, It wasn't confined to the game world.
Interesting.
Yeah, it makes you think about how games can blur the lines between what's real and what's not.
OneShot is definitely going on my wish list. The emotion, the meta elements. It's not often a game comes along that promises to mess with your head in a good way,
Totally. Shows you the power of creative storytelling. But how about we switch gears again? This time we're heading into pure chaos.
Aura of Worlds. Even the name sounds intense. What's the deal with this one?
Okay, picture this. Retro pixel art, right. But it's not like old school chill. It's got this crazy energy.
Okay, I like where this is going.
You're going through these levels and they're procedurally generated, so every time you play it's different. But the really cool part, the abilities, you can master all kinds of stuff. Grappling hooks, time manipulation. You can even use anything as a weapon.
Wait, anything? Like what? People are out there using like empty chests as weapons or something?
Yeah, absolutely. People are getting super creative, using the environment to their advantage. It's like they took Spelunky, that crazy platformer, and mixed it with Terraria, where you can build stuff and go nuts. But be warned, it's tough.
Yeah, I was going to say the difficulty seems to be a thing.
People say it's hard but fair. Like one review said, it's not about getting lucky with items, it's about skill and paying attention. You gotta master the mechanics, learn the enemy patterns, use your surroundings to outsmart everything.
I could see how that would be really satisfying, though, for the right kind of gamer.
Exactly. If you're the type of person who loves a challenge, loves pushing themselves, Aura of Worlds is for you. It's all about those moments when you finally beat something you thought you couldn't. You gotta be on your game with this one. But let's talk about a different kind of satisfaction, the kind that comes from exploring a whimsical galaxy with a talking guinea pig sidekick.
Okay, Beyond Galaxyland. Now, this is the one with the awesome soundtrack and the talking guinea pig boom boom, right?
That's the one.
Hmm.
Imagine classic JRPG combat, but with a twist. You've got your turn-based strategy, but then bam, real-time action. Timed blocks, special attacks, keeps you on your toes.
And the visuals.
Beautiful 3D pixel art, super vibrant, full of personality.
Nice. And the story. What kind of adventure are we talking about?
Think classic heroes and exploration, but with a lot of humor. People are loving the dialogue, it's really witty, and the characters are super charming. You're flying through space, discovering planets, uncovering ancient secrets, and the whole time, Boom Boom is there making jokes and keeping you company.
I already love Boom Boom. So what's this about creature collecting? Is it like Pokemon, but with a strategy element?
Spot on. You can capture almost any enemy you find and then use them in battle. Each creature has different abilities, so it adds a whole other layer to the strategy.
Love that. Although some reviews mentioned the MP system being kind of limiting.
True, you can't just spam your summons all the time. It's a balancing act, I guess.
Makes sense. But hey, a little challenge is a good thing, especially with a talking guinea pig by your side.
Speaking of which, maybe it's time we switched gears one last time. We're going to need some dice for this one.
So we're talking about Worlds of Aria, right?
Right.
The D&D-inspired RPG with Laura Bailey narrating.
The one and only.
I've heard good things. Something about actually rolling dice, choices that matter, and maybe some table flipping moments.
You're not wrong. Worlds of Aria takes that classic tabletop feeling and makes it digital, but in a really good way. Imagine you and your friends, up to 4 of you, going on this adventure together where your decisions actually change how the story goes.
Okay, I'm with you so far, but what's the advantage over, like, just playing a board game? Why go digital?
Well, for starters, it's beautiful, the art is amazing, the music is perfect, and Laura Bailey's voice acting is just incredible. Plus, you only need 1 copy of the game thanks to their Friends Pass thing.
So smart. Everyone can play together.
Exactly. It's all about bringing people together.
Okay, but how's the gameplay? Is it all just dice rolls and luck?
It's a really good mix of strategy and chance. You make choices that affect the story, you have skill checks, and yeah, you roll dice to see what happens, but it's those moments when you totally don't expect what happens, those twists and turns, that's what gets people hooked.
I bet. And what about the story itself? Is it as epic as it sounds?
People are saying it's surprisingly funny, actually, but still full of surprises. They love how even little choices can make a big difference in how things turn out. You'll want to play it again and again because you and your friends could have a totally different experience just by making 1 different choice.
So it's like a choose-your-own-adventure, but with dice and the chance to blame your friends when things go bad?
Pretty much.
It sounds like a blast.
Mm-hmm.
Although one review said the solo mode could be a bit much.
Yeah, that's true. Some people found it overwhelming to control multiple characters at once, especially with the timed challenges. It's definitely designed more for playing with others.
That makes sense. So we've covered a lot of ground here. We started with staplers and rocket jumps in a crazy office, then explored a world where even an empty chest can be a weapon, and now we're wrapping things up in a magical RPG where your choices really matter. It's amazing how creative indie games are.
I know, right? It just goes to show how much passion and talent there is out there. These developers are pushing boundaries and creating games that are truly unique.
And the best part is, there's something for everyone. Whether you like fast-paced action, mind-bending puzzles, tough-as-nails challenges, or working together with friends to tell a story, there's an indie game out there waiting for you.
That's so true. So, to everyone listening, which game are you going to check out? Aura of Worlds, with all that chaos, OneShot for an emotional journey, or Worlds of Aria for a night of adventure with your friends?
Whatever you choose, remember what we always say. The indie game world is full of surprises. Be open to new experiences, and you never know what you might discover.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Until next time, happy gaming, everyone.